are you guys working on? Sorry.
Are you focused on that, or are you? I was going to ask the same thing. Are you focused on that, or are you moving into different stuff now too?
It's kind of a big jumbled. Like we have a plan. The plan is to push the record and continue pushing the record, and try just expose people to it. Like that's more or less the plan. But at the same time, I have lots and lots of new songs. He was actually there. You saw the board. You know what I mean? Like, and we've just started to kind of dig into it, because even though this record just came out, like you said, you heard it 9 months ago, what I mean, or even longer now. Like, those songs have been around for a year and a half, 2 years, And I mean, as fun as they are to play, and we're going to keep fucking playing them, and I love them. I'm really proud of them. We have...
All of you should be.
Thank you.
I'm just going to keep right in your butt cheeks. Right there.
Thank you.
Dance later.
But we have lots of new songs we've been working on every rehearsal. I don't even think we were, for our show that we're playing on the 7th at the St. Anthony's Center. We're playing the basement of St. Anthony's Church in Scranton.
Aren't you guys doing this whole like church basement thing?
I don't know what. No. I was like, this guy reached out to me, a real nice guy. I don't even know his fucking last name. His name's Sam, and he's like, "Hey, you want to play a show in this basement in this church?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure."
I think this is the community responding to a lack of venues.
Absolutely.
You kind of have to do it yourself now at this point until something. The Keys is great, but unfortunately, it's a bar. And so. You
can't get a certain crowd in there,
and a lot of our band's younger. A lot of our band's demographic is younger. You know what I mean? A lot of the people, or at least like a lot of our friends know our music, and that's great. And we appreciate their, like them being listeners or friends or fans or whatever. But you wanna like
expose as much
especially to the younger kids. You know what I mean? Because I feel like they're the ones that. I don't know when you're at an age like between like 16 and 18 or whatever, like that's when you're really viciously like finding music, or at least for me, it was like that. At that age, I was just like, I'm hungry. I wanted to find new shit. Now I'm just like, yeah, like what I like. And if something comes, do you know what I'm saying? Like I still have that, like I want to hunt for music and I want to find it, but I'm not as,
it's definitely harder for me to get attached. When I was younger. I don't know why, but I think probably because you end up jaded.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you love something, you hate it just as much.
Yeah.
Which I don't know.
Dude, I still listen to the Social State record.
That's crazy.
When we were growing up too, we had venues like the Metro and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And because there's no venues like that now, does that have an effect on the scene with the kids? Because the younger kids obviously don't have places to go to gather to then talk and talk about music and figure, oh, hey, if you like this show, come to this show and that sort of thing, and network. And so is there a lack of that now? Because I mean, I'm not as in tune with the younger kids, so that you guys might be a little bit more.
We're the older gentlemen.
I think it's the opposite, because I think like last year I would be saying something like, "Oh, I feel bad for the younger kids. There's nowhere to play." But as it turns out, that they don't need me to feel bad, because they're the ones making things happen, because they're very passionate about it. So good for them. And if they invite us to play shows, I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Well, I see guys like Derek Jolly, for example.
Yeah,
he's exactly who I'm thinking about.
Yeah. The Timetable Records, and he's in a bunch of bands, and he has all these other, and he's setting up a lot of these church basement shows. Like we did the Wiza show, which Estakota played a few weeks ago, and and it was cool. You never know who's going to show up. I mean, sometimes it's 15 people, sometimes it's 50 people.
Right.
You don't know for sure.
Right.
But all these kids are really into it, like they follow it, and maybe it balances out a little bit with digital now, because everybody downloads everything, they find stuff online and stuff. I know, like when I was in college and stuff, I'd find a lot of bands that way, just surfing online for a couple hours and that sort of thing. So I guess maybe that's part of that now.
I'm sure it's part of it, and then also just just being united, I mean, maybe just being friends, like for, I don't know exactly, I don't know everybody in the fucking scene, but I mean, I would imagine that like two kids or two or three kids who are friends that grow up and they're into some band and they decide to start a band and they meet a friend who has a band that's kind of similar, then okay, well, we gravitate towards this, and oh, Joe gravitates towards that too, and so on and so forth. So they create their own little world. So
yeah, the only thing that sort of works against that is the benefit of places like Metro,
right,
where you kind of always knew what was there. So you could have nothing to do and kind of just show up there and there was probably a show going on.
Yeah.
So that's been a little bit of eliminated temporarily, but I think everyone's doing what they can to keep the music scene thriving.
Yeah, it's gonna thrive. No, I think any scene's gonna thrive no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because when you're younger, especially when you're younger, you're way more hungry. You wanna,
right.
You want to create a scene. You want, like, fuck yeah, we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what anybody says. We're gonna do this. When you get older, you're like, yeah, I don't want them to say anything. You know what I mean? Like, that's honestly though, that's kind of it. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You get more self-conscious. You overthink things a little bit more.
Isn't that fucked up? Isn't that
Yeah.
fucked up thought? Like, you think you get older and that shit's supposed to all go away. It just seems like it just fucking piles on.
Because then, I think you start to get into, the being an adult thing where, now it's like, well, people start folding their arms like, well, how are you paying bills? And, how are you doing this and that? And like a lot of people, I've noticed since I've started the site, a lot of people want to know exactly what my financial situation is. Well, how are you making money on this?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not kidding. I get so many people who just all, like, out of nowhere, we're talking about the site and the scene and all the great things that we're doing. And like, yeah, but how are you making money on this thing?
Right.
And it's like, well, where does that come from? Is it curiosity or is that like a jealousy thing? Like, well,
Or
I'm
motive.
working a job that I don't like,
Right.
so you have to work a job that you don't like. You're trying to pursue your dreams? Fuck you. You know, like,
that's not how this works. This is a one-way street. Everybody get in the one lane. This is the lane we're supposed to get on.
I feel like it's the same thing for a lot of artists with musicians, maybe especially where it's like, so when are you guys going to stop doing this band thing? And like, do you get that a lot?
All my life, I'm lucky that I've had a really supportive family who were really super supportive, and I'd say Dan's just as lucky in that aspect, you know.
Definitely have a great family.
But what's it called? And friends as well. But I mean, as far as the jobs we've worked, you know what I mean? Certain people you meet along the way, like, oh, you in a band? How much you make? That's the first question I always fucking get, or I work where I work now.
Is it okay for you to ask them what they make?
I could, but I'll get some long, stupid answer I don't give a shit about because I have no concern over what they make,
But I think that it could be, and I thought about that because people still think I do porn.
Well, I'm glad.
Yeah,
is that your picture? Is that the GIF right there? Is that your dick? The shaking dick?
Wait, can I do a quick aside about Ed?
Absolutely.
Ed does not have a smartphone.
This is true.
And I don't mean like a smartphone as in like he needs like the iPhone Plus or anything like that. But Ed can send one photo. And no matter what happens, whenever I'm texting Ed, I get the photo of, now let me get this straight.
Yeah.
It's a wolf.
I knew it. I knew it was the wolf job. I knew it.
Wolf job? Yeah.
It's the wolf job.
Yeah, wolf job.
Gotten that like 36 times in the past year.
Right. Like, Ed, how you doing? And it's like, boom.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it's the wolf.
Yeah, he must be having a good day.
It's usually my the way that what my reasoning behind sending it is usually.
But you get into it. Like you're looking for the way to be like, how can I send the wolf?
Right. Well, if it's like a conversation, like if me and you, I'm like, hey, what's going on, man? And you're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. When we do the video or this or whatever we're talking about, and all right, cool. All right, well, have a good day. I mean, I know there's my end. I could send you off with a nice.
Is it a picture of a wolf?
It's a picture.
Oh my God!
It's a here.
I got a new phone. I don't think I have it anymore.
Wait, where's my phone?
I don't know.
Rich,
It's connected to
your
the
dumb
bag
phone.
that's plugged into the wall.
Yeah, that's right. It's a picture of like a '90s like animated dude, like a naked animated man. You don't see his nins and pedals, but sorry, but
You don't get to see his meat and potatoes.
you don't see the nins. You don't see the
Gotta
pedals.
use your imagination.
and pedals.
I
That's
never
it.
heard that one before.
What are you? Is that like an Italian thing?
No, that's pins
Ed
and
thing.
needles.
Oh,
It's pins and needles.
okay.
That's just something funny that
Tickle
happened
bitties.
years ago. And my buddy's like, "Oh, I got nins and pedals in my ankle." Big Danny cramped one time in the van. He said that, so that just stuck with me for years. Anyways, so I just use it on like if like if I just saw him, I was like, "Oh, nice pants. I could see your nins and pedals." Like it's just to be an asshole. But I forgot what we were talking about. Oh, Wolf Job. Wolf Job. So it's just this animated 90s like animation of a guy, and he's got his arm around this wolf that's jerking him off. So you see his pedal.
Yeah.
You see the pedal, and it's just like this like loving embrace. And it's just so like the fucking weirdest thing ever. And how I found it was
Yeah. What's the
do
origin?
you want me to go?
Yeah.
All right. Is this by the way, I just
All gotten it.
just side note.
Without any explanation.
Side
No.
note, like I really like this is awesome right now. I want to do more of these. Like really.
This is nice.
What's it called? I'm really into this show called Game Grumps. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Oh, I've heard of it.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
YouTube show, I think.
So like it's this YouTube series of these guys, and they just play video games. They put up like the screenshot of them just playing a video game. They just do commentary over it, and it's fucking absolutely hysterical. And I think it's more aimed at like Ed Kuzo. Ed Kuzo's their target demographic. No, I think it's more aimed at like late teens and early 20s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But 28, and I fucking think it's absolutely hysterical. So, anyways,
Game Grumps.
yeah, oh, it's fucking great. It's fucking great. And they have this guy who edits stuff. So they'll be like talking. They'll be like, all right, now put a hat on it. And they'll just like put, you know what I mean? Like just make the screen red, like just dumb shit. And so the origin of that photo, the one guy just said, put up Wolf Job. So he puts up Wolf Job. And then he explains why he puts up Wolf Job. He says he uses that in a text message to his friends when they don't know how to respond to something. So like,
But still, where did the wolf jump?
well, I don't know that. The actual origins, I don't know. Where I found it was
This
through
is
them.
like comparable to the universe.
So yeah, here's a question to the
what
world.
was before Wolf Job?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What was
A
that?
world not worth living in.
Truth.
You gotta have him send it to you.
I will.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Maybe you can conclude the podcast with like a
Like
slow-
Fight Club. It's
slow
like
zoom to-
one frame of Wolf Job and then we're out.
Yeah.
To the Pixies.
Yeah.
Where's my mind?
Ed is now chowing down on juicy fruit.
Yeah,
that
2
he
pieces
brought.
deep, son.
Oh boy.
Rostler. You have the best laugh ever.
I don't want it.
You're
I'm
like,
fine, thank you.
but you have like the opposite of what Seth Rogen's laugh is.
What's his laugh?
His laugh is like the. Yours is like the.
So I'm just like a sugar cane. What?
You're really like it's something you'd see on like
Sugarcane.
like a claymation Christmas special.
I'm the voice actor of Rudolph.
Oh, there you go.
Oh gosh, guys.
Do you have any more questions? Because I totally blanked on everything that I wanted to ask after
Really?
Wolf Job. Yeah, Wolf Job just
Oh, that kind of just threw you.
that shut me down, man.
Would you write a song about that?
Given the
would?
opportunity.
Did?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Have you already?
done?
Haven't written a song for the Wolf Job, but I can't see it taking too much time to do. So
Yeah.
I could see it being
I think
going
it
pretty
needs
easy.
to happen.
Yeah, I think I'll
Next
do it.
album.
Maybe
I'm
you guys
waiting
do you need a theme song? I could add you
We
a
do.
Wolf Job. So
We
there you go.
actually Jimmy finally recorded us a guitar intro.
Do you notice how we
Oh,
said
really?
Jimmy finally? Like we've been waiting for you to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
After 10 episodes, Jimmy finally did something.
Finally.
Right.
I guess I'll help him out.
No, Jimmy set up. What was that? You were tracking drums that one day, and that's where that all kind of came about. Yeah.
Yeah, I
The
was
song's
playing-
called
I
Jammin'.
was just playing with Logic because I recently switched to that to record with, and I put down a couple of guitar parts, and there's something that's really awesome. I played the guitar part, and then I was able to convert the audio to MIDI, And then the MIDI I changed into a bass, so I didn't have to put a bass part down. I tweaked it a little
Fucking
bit by
technology.
dragging and dropping notes around,
Wow.
but
That's
it
cool.
was right on the
Hey Jimmy,
the
do you want to start a band with Ed and I called Marky and the Dennebaums?
Right on.
Sure.
Our first album's gonna be Wolf Job.
There
Sure.
you go.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
And I'm gonna play the
But
flute.
everything has to be really low quality MIDI sounds.
Cool.
General MIDI.
No problem.
Okay.
Jim,
Ed's really good at Fruity Loops.
I'll finance.
I'm
I'll
good.
finance that album.
Okay.
If you guys want to do it, I'll
Fuck yeah.
whatever you need.
No, Fruity Loops is even too sophisticated. Unless there's a way to dumb down and just use general MIDI in Fruity
What if we
Loops.
just had like a really bad like keyboard with like the 3 drums on it?
That's
that.
good. That's
Okay.
really good.
All right.
Yeah.
Like a boo, boo.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can literally.
You got to
hear the
turn
bits.
like the swing all the way up on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that it's like not even like in time,
Boom,
like where it's just going,
boom.
where, like it's like.
Yeah.
That kind of sounds like Radiohead.
Yeah. So, well,
But in a distasteful way.
Yes,
distasteful
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, because I mean I love Radiohead. That
Yeah.
just sounded like something that would have been like
Kid A.
Radio rear end.
yeah.
radio ass.
The MIDI version of all the Radiohead tunes.
Yeah.
Radio ass.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hey Marky,
Yeah.
Rich, would you like to ask a question now? Because
Sorry.
I'm trying to be the voice of reason.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Lauren.
Thank you. I appreciate
I just thought it was funny, but me trying to be the voice of reason. That's all.
You're good. I'm so proud.
I think because I've interviewed both of you guys a bunch of times, and we've talked about the writing sessions that you guys do, and just hanging out and stuff like that. Let's talk a little bit about that. That's always interesting stories always come out of that.
Cool. Yeah. Kitchen sessions.
Yeah, the kitchen sessions.
I don't know.
They're usually pretty spontaneous. It's
Yeah.
kind of like, hey, I got a song. Can I show you? And then it's 5 o'clock in the morning.
Right. Now is that the prime time for that kind of thing?
Probably.
It happened. It used to happen a lot more frequently about 3 years ago.
Mhm. Yeah.
Right? That's
Yeah.
about the time frame. And I don't know, we would just be hanging out like almost not every day, but every weekend or something. He would be over the house and I'd be like, hey, I got this thing. What do you think? He'd be like, oh, that's real cool. I got this thing. What do you think? I'd be like, oh, it's really cool. I got this. And it would just go on for hours and hours. And then the next day it'd be like, hey, I got this thing. Like it'd just
Yeah.
be the same thing over and over. It was awesome.
Yeah. It was good, critique for one another.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's just different playing a song to one person. As soon as you're playing it, you're like, oh, okay, I think I hear this part that I'm missing now.
Mm-hmm.
Something weird about it.
Well, sometimes it just takes having like that outside perspective
I think
of
so.
somebody where it's not intimidating.
Mhm.
You know, like you have obviously a close friend, you know what I mean, to
Mhm.
bounce these ideas off of. You
Not
know
like
what I
a
mean?
docking buddy, but like
Not
a
a
close
docking buddy.
friend.
Yeah, well, like I mean, but we're kind of docking buddies. Like, come on,
What's that thing that you were talking about? Making a shit.
baby,
No.
steak.
I don't know. All I could hear is Ed's chewing in the background.
Oh, I'm so
just making
sorry.
it more.
Yeah. But did you just
An
get out of
English
Sweet
muffin.
Valley High?
I did. What was that?
An English muffin.
Oh, making an English muffin. Yeah,
hate it.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, we make English muffins.
No, we
You
don't.
guys had a story you were about to tell
Yeah,
prior to the show,
yeah.
didn't you? And then you were.
Oh, the Dunkin' Donuts thing.
Was that
that
what we
it?
were talking about? Well,
might
right
have-
when we were outside.
Oh yeah. What happens? What?
That was just.
Well, that one
So wait,
occasion speaks volumes.
Yeah.
About a lot.
About your relationship as friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah, I think
he
so.
gets in these
So
goofy
you could
fits,
define it.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So what happens? Like, what does Dan do?
All right. So it's not, you got to understand before I even go into this. It's not like I'm the voice of reason. That's not it at all. Like, it's just,
Lauren,
it's
we
just,
hope you feel better, but shit.
it's just like two insane people hanging out and then one person going way more insane for like 15 seconds in a completely uncomfortable situation. And where like, even though I know in your heart of hearts that you have like this consideration, like, oh shit, like I'm just fucking shit up real bad right now, but I can't fucking stop laughing. Like I know it's in you. So like,
a prime example is this one time we went to Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know where we were coming from. Do you remember?
Your house and I
Probably.
think your mom's house.
Yeah, so I was just like, you want to get a coffee? Yeah, let's get a coffee. So we go through the drive. You want to go in or you want to go drive through? I like to go in. I always like to go in. See, this is where it starts, right? So I like to go in because I know I can get up there, get my shit, and move, right? But no, let's do drive through. So then we like go to drive through and they're like, hi, Dunkin' Donuts, how can I help you? And I'm like, yeah, can I get one medium coffee, regular cream, extra sugar, and Dan, what do you want? And
He just gives me that look.
I go
like he looks.
So
and there's this moment of silence. It's just, and I see like the twitch in his eye.
like I'm like, because it wasn't like short enough, you know what I mean, to where he was just like, I want. It was like just long enough to be like, what do you want? What do you want? And he's like, and then that happens. So I'm standing there. I'm like, what do you want, Dan? Fucking kill him. Dan. I'm like, fuck it. And we just drive, just drive and kill him.
Sometimes I get self-conscious because I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you to tell them or tell them.
Right. No, I understand. But I think you should have said,
go. I will have.
yeah.
And then he just kind of like looks at me like, just like,
Yeah.
like just sort of,
come on, man.
just say the damn thing. And he'll try to order my iced coffee, but then he'll be like, what do you want in it? And I can't stop it. And then he's just, and then meanwhile they're telling him like, we don't have any more plain bagels. And he's like, I don't. All right, fine.
Yeah. Fuck this, man. So that's like our relationship, but
In a nutshell.
Yeah.
So you get angry and leave, and how does it calm down? Like,
Well, because it's not like-
is he okay? Everyone has that one asshole friend.
No, hold
no,
on.
wait, no, hold on, no.
Mister.
This is going to
No.
be so totally endearing. Everyone has like that one asshole friend that no matter how mad they get at them, when they start laughing, you have to start laughing too, and then you're pissed off at them because they've now made you laugh.
It's like that, but
And
not
they've
really.
stolen your anger?
Not really, though. Like, just because he immediately makes me laugh, and that's what pisses me off. Like I turn to him, I'm like, hey, what do you want? Like, just thinking like I'm just asking a question. This isn't like we're not making jokes. Like I'm just like, what do you want? Or hey, what do you want to do? And I just get and it's just like bubbling up, and then I'm like, oh, you fucking, I hate you because you're making me fucking tear up.
I don't know what it is.
No, it's great.
It's just I know that the moment is so awkward.
No,
and-
it's awesome,
and hilarious because I can't.
I wouldn't trade it for
I
fucking
can't-
anything. I love it.
Jeez, it's always
try
a
and think
struggle.
about it.
I can't even. I don't know. God bless my girlfriend. Both of our girlfriends.
Yeah. I don't know,
Oh my god.
but I love you.
I love it too.
See, there it is.
I'm so afraid that when we edit the video of this,
Yeah.
that it's just gonna. Do you ever catch yourself like watching something and you just start smiling, and you don't realize that you're smiling, and you have to look like a total like goof? So I'm watching these two knuckleheads go, and like my smile, like if we cut to that camera, it's just gonna be me like, like let them go. Whatever happens, happens.
Right.
You be careful of that. Oh, thanks. Yeah. I wonder if this camera keeps like the folks would think we're just dropping lit cigarettes on.
Yeah. My mom will be watching. She's like, I just can't believe he keeps dropping that on that couch
He's just
like that.
irresponsible. Just irresponsible.
Yeah. Oh, my mom will be laughing. He's funny.
Hi, Doreen.
Hey, Mom. Yeah.
Considering your music is geared towards a younger audience, so how do your parents listen to it? What's their reaction? Do they like it?
Yeah. They seem supportive. I mean, as supportive as... my mom's a huge music fan. Okay. She got me into Springsteen, which I rebelled against for so many years. Like, I was like, I fucking hate Bruce Springsteen, Mom. You can't do this to me anymore. Like, and now he's like influential to me and like changed the way I heard music. And she loves like Aerosmith, and she loves Nirvana and the Foo Fighters. And like,
My mom bought me my first Nirvana album.
see, that's awesome. That's my mom. My mom's the
She also
coolest
bought me
fucking
Wang
person.
Chung, but
Yeah.
She at least got me Nirvana's first
Yeah.
album.
Well, my mom got me
She
like
wasn't sure what kind of kid you were gonna be, so
I think she thought I was going to be one that needed a pink room.
when I was a kid, like one of the first records I got was it was Tragic Kingdom. I no doubt, like my mom got that, and then I got no doubt Nirvana's In Utero, and Nine Inch Nails, Pretty Hate Machine, like, and these weren't things I was telling my mom.
No, mine was Nevermind. She got me Nevermind. She was the first person.
Yeah,
like,
that's-
Nevermind, like Smells Like Teen Spirit came out, and she bought me that, and I was, oh my god, what was that? 91.
Nevermind's 91. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was 11.
That's crazy. I can't remember exactly how old I was at the time. I think I had to be really young, and like it might have been just before he died or just after he died when I got In Utero.
His do you know how like people say, like you hear the people say that like they know where they were when Kennedy got killed?
I
Or,
remember.
like, I remember exactly where I was when I found out about
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain. That's how
Well,
like
he's like an idol to me. Like, I mean, literally, like he's like my false god. Like I love him. I absolutely love him.
yeah, I was in Maroni's Pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I found out.
I was in my kitchen watching TV, and I saw.
MTV News?
It wasn't like, that's not how I found out. I didn't find out by seeing the news report. I
Right.
found out because Unplugged was on, because they kept rolling it. Over and over again.
they played
And I was like,
incessantly.
what was going on? And then it went to like a shot of Kurt Loder and him saying, this was blah, 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 Kurt Cobain committed suicide. I was just like, oh, wow. I wasn't as affected because I wasn't as, I wasn't a super fan then. I was just a kid, just like who's this angelic being playing these beautiful
Right.
songs, but I wasn't super attached, but looking back at it, you know what I mean? Crazy for sure.
Those guys, like that whole period of time. Remember the period of time at Headbangers Ball
Yeah.
on MTV?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's all I look forward to. What was it? Saturday nights at 11.
Right.
Headbangers Ball. It was Ricky Rackman.
I remember, like, I didn't watch it, like, on the dot, but I remember these things.
I was waiting for Ricky Rackman
Yeah.
to be on.
Yeah.
And I loved that. And then they tried to do, who tried to take over? What's her idiot face with 120 minutes?
Oh yeah.
Nowhere near as good.
No.
But Headbangers Ball was awesome. That introduced me to like Pantera. Like I
Yeah.
never knew about any of those bands. And like Alice in Chains was the band that was like for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a cool time, man. Like, what a cool
Right.
time to be like you guys are a little older than we are, but I mean, like, what a cool, seriously, like, just what a cool time to grow
Oh, it was
up in,
awesome.
you know
Like
what I mean?
I remember where I was the first time I heard Tool. I remember where
Yeah.
I was the first time I heard Rage.
Yeah, like, that's awesome. Like, I had those bands like a little while after their prime, but when they were just going out, you know what I mean? Like, that to me was like the ultimate time, like that or the 70s. I feel like were the greatest periods of music, in my personal opinion.
And I totally thought it like I was a Gen Xer.
yeah,
Later did I find out I was too young.
yeah,
I'm a Gen Yer.
yeah.
It's cool though that she actually would introduce you to those things, because I found a lot of that stuff on my own.
Yeah.
Like my mom was really into like whatever the top 40 stuff was, like that sort of thing, and that's what kind of played in my house all the time. So that's all that was my reference for music, really.
Right.
And I would hear things here and there that I liked, but there was never anything that I felt like attached to or anything until I kind of, like, me and my cousin would hang out all the time, and I think some of his friends would just be like, here, listen to this CD type of thing.
Right.
And this is just right before the internet and that sort of thing. So you still had to pass things around through
Sure.
having an album and stuff. And then he brought Tool and Seven Dust and Slipknot, and so I kind of had all these different forms of what hard rock and metal was.
Right.
And then that was kind of my gateway into everything else.
Okay,
Into punk and all that other kind of stuff. Like I started with a lot of, like, we bands that obviously don't even belong in the same ticket together,
Right.
but it was all just just completely brand new sounds to me,
Right.
and
Absolutely.
just to open your mind to that music could sound that way,
Right.
because up until that point it was like, oh yeah, it's the same it's the same beat over and over. This song sounds like this song and stuff. And I had no frame of reference for any of this stuff. So it really blew my mind when I first heard that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then, then I discovered, oh yeah, there's all these other genres and things like that. And then once you get old enough, you can go out to the mall and stuff like that and buy a CD on your own. Then that kind of opens your mind up from there. And then of course the internet comes along and then you can just download anything.
Right.
We've lost that luster. We've lost that. Have you heard this? Have you heard that?
Yeah. It's tough, man. It's because it's like a double-edged sword, that whole thing, in my opinion, like with the internet. You know what I mean? Like it is. It's one of the most freeing and amazing things you can get your music to the world in the snap of a finger. And I mean, it's there for anyone who really wants it. Your audience can find it, and at the same time that push isn't there. You know what I mean? It doesn't, and the value feels like it's kind of diminished in a sense to this generation. Like I feel like all of us put a value on music, but I don't know if the next generation does.
A lot of it, is associated with certain memories that I have of listening to it and hanging out and having the cover art in your hand and stuff like that. And like going to the Gallery of Sound and going through the used CDs and going, oh, this is weird. And you know what? I just have enough in my pocket. I have $5. And this is used for $5. I'm going to pick it up and you see, and you're judging it based on, the album art or the name of the band.
First time.
Yeah, stuff like that.
I think it was like pork soda. I'm like, what is this? I'm going to get this.
Right, especially with a title like that. It makes you go, okay, all right, this has got to be interesting at the very least, you know? And, I would definitely there's still, I never really got rid of any of my CDs, so I still have them in a pile somewhere. And
mine are fucking destroyed.
Yeah, most of
I'm
mine
just terrible with them. Like, I love them. I bought them all, or somebody got them for me, but I'm just like, I get a CD, I'm in the car, and I put it in. I'm like, yeah, that's cool.
I think Tools was the first one that the album art where I was like, because if you took out the CD insert,
yeah, you could do different things with it.
And there was a cow like underneath it for like no reason. So you had to take off like, the plastic thing that holds the CD in.
Right, yeah.
If you took that off, and I don't know how the hell I figured it out, but I took it off, and underneath was like a cow licking its ass or something. Like it was served no purpose.
Yeah, but that's
then inside the cover, or the inside album art was like this obese guy. For Undertow.
Woman, I believe.
Was it a woman?
Yeah, I think it was a beast woman.
Wow. That was just like,
right.
What is this?
Well, there was so much more mystery to music then too, because you had to track things down to learn about bands. So I feel like I was so much more personally invested.
I was about to say
bands.
that they used to be more personal, more engaging.
Right? Because like a band like Tool, you listen to it and you're like, okay, is this part, is this serious? Does this guy really believe these things, or is he just saying
Let the rabbits
that,
wear glasses?
Yeah,
adds to the mystique of the whole thing.
Right, exactly, and it plays into that. And they were great too, because now they do a lot more interviews. Back in the day, they really didn't.
Right.
So you had to really kind of assume things, and things like rumors would go, like crazy rumors would go around, and some people believe them and some didn't. But it was just it was a more interesting time to learn about artists and stuff. And now I feel like there's not only an oversaturation of knowledge of every little thing that these people do, but there's just an oversaturation of music in general. Like it's great that you can get your stuff out there on the internet, but now there's just a billion bands that are just all competing for your attention at the same time.
It's tough, man. I mean, like, obviously it's tough. You know what I mean? Like we're still doing
in
the
a
same
room full
shit.
of screaming children. Which one do you pay attention to
Exactly.
first?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't blame anybody for feeling that. I feel that way when I go on there. I like go on the internet and look for something or see a bunch of random shit. Like,
right.
It's tough, but I don't know. I am definitely nostalgic though of like, the time that came before and like having just that value to the album covers and to everything. I don't know. It was a good time for sure.
And then the generation before us was like cassettes. They remembered finding cassettes. And the generation before that was, I don't know, Jimmy, how long did 8-track last? About a week?
About as long as Sony Dreamcast.
It was a good system though.
I know.
I really
love
don't
the
know.
Dreamcast.
Yeah,
It's good
Dreamcast.
system.
And then like
Actually,
the vinyls, like
Right.
that was like, but like each generation has like their own, but like at least it was a tangible product.
Now
Now
it's-
it's just
yeah.
like, next.
It's just like put it in the cloud. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's so fucking weird, man. Like not that I'm not bitching about it. You know what I mean? Like I'm super.
You don't know how to navigate it though. You're just like
Well,
going up to Gallery of Sound was like, okay, this is in alphabetical order, and I can go through and look whatever I
like-
want to look through.
And like Dan said though too, like you used to have that thing where you'd get out of the car, you get in the car and you go to this store and you'd be meeting your friend there and you'd go and do this. And it was like this like event, like, oh, what are you doing? I'm looking for this record. And they're like, oh, cool. I'm gonna go and fucking eat pizza, like what I mean, or whatever. I'm gonna go do this, like, but just this communal thing, and it just felt like such a fucking reward, like you were saying, Rich. When you found something.
I remember going to local music stores or wherever I was going for CDs and kind of just only having enough money and kind of being like, do I want Pinkerton or do I want Blue Album?
Right.
And just like, I got to pick one. And then that was it until next Friday, whenever, parents might give you $20.
Because Tuesday was New Music Day.
Yeah. I still think it operates like that, but I don't even know. But it's supposed to be, I think. Like every Tuesday is a new release,
Yeah.
but
What's
you focused on
You knew what you wanted.
yeah.
well, there was still the art of an album. I think that like gets lost with MP3s because instead of being sort of forced to engage in this long intro that probably serves a purpose, whether or not you like it eventually or not. You kind of had to just listen to it and go with it. And now it's just like you could strap it on while you're running on the treadmill, and if you don't like that particular tune, you just hit next. It's weird.
Couldn't do that with a Discman.
And me and Jimmy were talking about this before the podcast, but even the art of the album is lost just because now it's shuffle, and people buy that one song that they like and they don't even hear the rest of the album, and it's just to me it's like the overall flow of it really needs to be maintained in some form or another. Like if I listen to music in my car, I don't have mixes or anything like that. It's
Right.
all the album straight through.
Right. I just think that's isn't that a sad thing though? Like that
is.
generation, like this next generation, like that's something that they like. I'm sure a few will find CDs, and a lot will find CDs and list them in full order. But there's also going to be so many who are just like, I like this one, I like this hit song, and like will never like understand like when they sit down to watch a movie. That feeling you get when you see something that just blows your fucking mind. You're like, that was beautiful. That was emotional. I don't know why. I don't know, and you have that feeling.
And it's in order. You can't watch a
Yeah.
movie on shuffle.
Right. Right.
It's
Right.
like
An experience is programmed for a
Think
reason.
about Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon.
Absolute. That's a
out
great.
of chronological order.
That-
on shuffle.
It
Right.
sure
you,
wouldn't.
you would not get the same
Yeah.
experience
But-
as you would.
but
Would
go-
it stand the test of time?
Right, but-
had it not forced people or to listen to it, like
To everything.
you wouldn't have the same experience. Jimmy's right. I agree totally.
But going back, and that goes back even to what we were talking about earlier about like the ADD generation. You know what I mean? Like we're totally like living in this like everything just so over stimuli, man. Like there's too much. I fucking go on there and I'm just like on YouTube or whatever. I'm just like, okay, now I could see the dancing dog. Yeah, fucking dancing dog. Okay, oh Nirvana Live and Loud. Yeah, put that on for 3 seconds. Oh shit, what happened, Madonna? What is it? The vagina. Yeah, do that. Like whatever the fuck. Like it's just so everything's rapid fire that you don't have like. It feels like
Immediacy sort of dilutes things.
it's just sad because it is an experience, a record, and I know that I crafted How to Get to Heaven, or I mean the band crafted How to Get to Heaven to be an experience. I know that you and Fire with Friends and S Dakota have crafted each record or EP or whatever to be an experience, and it's just hard just to think that some people might miss out on something that might be truly valuable. I don't mean necessarily our two bands. I just mean
in general.
In general, you know what I mean? Like just in general, it's an album is such a beautiful thing to, especially to a music listener, a music lover. So.
And all your bands too, I think, have great album art too to go with them.
Well, thank you. I think we're lucky in that sense.
We have a lot of talented friends.
Yeah. My drummer Nick. I think have you guys brought? I think I heard you guys talking about him on here.
We talked
Yeah,
about
we
him with
have.
Blind Passenger.
Yeah. He's incredible.
We had his brother on.
Yeah. Well, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Stefan, but I remember Stefan. You see, I did.
Yeah.
That's the boy I love. That's a he's unbelievable. I mean, besides being an incredible fucking drummer, he's just one of the most talented fucking people I've ever met when it comes to the graphic design.
And he's nice.
He's like my best friend.
He's not like some wacko.
No,
where
he's
like,
awesome.
Yeah.
That's for they're rare.
CJ's a little out there, but
Yeah.
Didn't his art just get recognized in a list of like top artists that was out recently?
Something-
I saw that.
Something like that. I don't know. Honestly, I see so much pop up on my Facebook feed
I know.
about Nick's art.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he had something in the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah.
That was like crazy.
Yeah, just recently.
Yeah. And I know something that just happened, and I don't know if I'm at liberty. Like, I don't know if I could say it or not. Like, something really, really cool though. Like, he just sold 2 of his designs, and then he got asked to do a third by a really big company, and it's just absolutely amazing. And I'm just so proud of him. I'm just so proud because he works so hard at it, and he works so hard at everything he does, and he deserves everything he gets. So.
And he did Estacoda's EP too as
Yeah.
well, the album art for that.
Yeah, he did Kindness.
Right.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's just amazing. He's sarcastic fucker. I love him.
Yeah.
I love him. He's so funny.
He's doing the next Dakota EP.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
are you guys doing another EP or just doing it full or no?
An EP. It's pretty much done as of yesterday. So
Oh, nice.
we just
By
have
the
to-
way, how'd that all go up
What-
there?
What?
You mastered, right?
Well, there was some mixing tweaks we wanted to make, really, but it's pretty much just got to get printed and
That's
stuff.
awesome.
So Nick's sending some options over. So,
That's great.
but we have a ton of like Tom Crakey and his girlfriend Rachel are amazing artists. They live in California, but Nick's great. Started becoming friends with Chelsea Sren Allison.
Oh yeah.
She's amazing. I think
absolutely.
she's sort of signed on for the Fire with Friends artwork. So,
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome,
Yeah.
man.
And then even photographers, there's Amanda Dittmar, Sam Staller. and
Yeah,
it's-
Sam's man too.
Yeah. God damn it, we're lucky.
Yeah, and it's it's so cool though, like the fact that like we're all just like in this thing together. I don't
Or
know,
you too, Marky, with film
Yeah.
and stuff.
What?
My friend
No.
David,
I talk.
DJ. Yeah. And then there's Jamie Suter doing film stuff. I mean, it's nice. It's
And Rich, you with NEPA Scene, man. I mean, like this is like,
Rich gives it all home.
yeah, seriously, but it's just so inspiring to see like all this stuff happening. Like even if maybe to some people, when a certain person made a certain list about 10 bands,
it's my
that you should
favorite
watch.
thing ever.
Right. When a certain person did
My
that.
favorite thing ever.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, when a certain person did that, what's it called? A lot of people got really angry, and I remember one of the comments being like, "Oh, there's nothing good in Scranton, no band," and like you're just fucking proving them all wrong by what you're doing.
There's so much talent here.
It's unbelievable, and it's what's more like the most unbelievable thing about it is like the people that have yet to fucking step outside that like weird valley they live in, or that
Right.
weird little nook in Scranton or Wilkes-Barre or whatever. I mean, they're the ones that are holding the keys. You know what I mean?
See, I told you this, like I equate this area, like, how like I was just like romanticizing about like finding Nirvana and Tool and like all that time, which was like 91 to 94.
Mm-hmm.
I think this whole area is like that, and just nobody's found it yet.
I feel that way, but
And it's disappointing because it's like, oh, Katy Perry.
yeah, it's
Like, what the fuck was that?
Well, whoever writes her songs is very good at writing pop songs.
that's true. That's very
Yeah,
true.
the 14 people there
Yeah.
writing her one song.
I know.
Here's this is just
Is this the last? Are we doing the?
no, not yet.
Okay.
We'll get there though.
Okay.
This is just today. these are just things that I've posted today on the website.
Yeah.
There's a theater workshop at Marywood University that focuses in on not the actors and the dancers and the singers, but the background guys, like the techies and stuff like that.
That's cool.
And just to learn about that and that there are careers in that, and that's an option. And then NEPA Scene is hosting a midwinter talent showcase on February 27th at the Woodlands. And it's a mix of comedians, poets. There's a magician who's hysterical because he also does comedy as well. And musician. There's 2 musicians. There's 5 or 6 comedians, and then the 2 poets as well. And then we're probably going to throw 1 or 2 more people on there. Then there's also at 25/8 actually right here. There'll be the Iron Reels open indie film screening and workshop.
Wow.
Yeah, it's Friday at 8.
Yep, that's Friday at 8 o'clock here.
This Friday?
Yeah.
And
that's cool.
People can just come and hang out and watch indie films that people bring, or you can bring your own and then have them critiqued by people there in an open forum, which is really
it's
cool.
It's not impolite, or it's not impolite. There's actual real thought criticism instead of just something you'd read.
Well, it's good to have those workshops. Sometimes they're only limited to colleges, and if you're not in college, you kind of miss out on that.
No, you can come. I mean, you can come if it's your first thing you've ever done, or if it's
that's awesome.
Great.
That's really nice.
And then there's photos from shows. I mean, it's just like, and that's just today, know. And there's a couple things that I didn't even post yet that I already have, in the bag that are ready to go up for the rest of the week. I mean, and that's every single day. There's always something new,
right?
And there's too many things to write about. So I think it's crazy that people don't think there's anything to do around here.
I just think it's amazing that anybody would ever think that. You know what I mean? You're proving it. You're proving them wrong. So I love it.
Well, hopefully, to be optimistic, maybe it's they just aren't aware, and maybe you're doing something to kind of help them go, oh, I just didn't know. I didn't know.
Well, I feel like there needs to be
so many things get shut down anyway, or I don't know.
There needs to be more of this of hometown pride, and this, and that really and that falls into the arts and entertainment scene too, because if you don't think that anyone around here is talented or any good at anything, then you're not going to go to shows. You're not going to be exposed to the music around here and stuff like that. And that's why I feel like a lot of people have to go out of the area and be successful for people here to recognize them. And I think that's sad. There should be more people that realize all the things that are going on here. I mean, the fact that we even have things like First Friday and stuff like that. Most cities don't have that.
Right.
There's not an option to just walk around and look at art. They just don't have it. There's and the fact that all these businesses are open to that idea too.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's a big thing.
Well, for as much corruption and political foul play that there is here, there isn't, or at least there wasn't a whole lot to do. So a lot of people's options were I just get drunk on the weekends, or I have to be creative, really. And then
I chose the former.
Most of us mixed the two.
It was great.
But I think now there's a lot more. I don't know. There's some of the most humble people I've ever met are from here. Whether or not they live elsewhere, they started here, and I don't know. There was not a ton to do, especially if you weren't 21.
Yeah.
When we were younger, we went to Denny's because there was nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
So it was either, do that with your friends and sort of inspire each other creatively, or sort of turn to whatever vice was most readily available.
Yeah.
Miami Vice.
That was really good, Mark.
I know. I'm great. Do you want to get to the last word?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Because I'm getting angry texts.
From who?
Up the valley.
Ah, okay.
Up there in the valley.
Yeah, I'd like to eat dinner with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
At 11.
What is that? What time it is?
Yeah.
Boy.
Oh, you're screwed.
Good thing you have a smartphone. You should send her the wolf.
She'd probably roll with the punches.
Yeah.
She's good like that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dan.
All right. Well,
The manicotti was better with the wolf staring at me.
Yeah. Just don't snore tonight is all.
Oh God.
You do whatever you want with the wolf job. That poor woman puts up with so much.
I know.
They all do. They
And especially
all
since
all
I
of
haven't,
ours.
especially since I haven't had a job recently. I sent her video of me doing Muppets with oven mitts. Like, and it's just, I realized at that moment, like, I was like, oh no,
right. Oh man.
I gotta goddamn do some more stuff. Like,
I think all of our girlfriends need a nice
Yeah.
spa day.
yeah.
yeah, they're all quite supportive.
Yeah,
Oh,
surprisingly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have to be. It's a pretty hectic lifestyle to put up with. Really, I mean, there's
So
times you're just walking in at 5 a.m, just like you just getting home, and just and it's just kind of
Sorry.
I'm lucky in that
there to
sense.
scratch your back either way. So that's
I'm lucky in that sense though, because Chelsea lives that life also.
That's true.
So I mean, and that's, you know what I mean, in the
Yeah.
sense of like playing shows, like she's always out there doing her thing, and she just mixed her album, Pity Party's
Party.
album.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, oh dude, it's
Is it good?
It's so awesome. It's so
I
awesome.
heard just the rough, like I didn't hear like the rough mixes. I haven't heard because they just got it back, didn't they?
Yeah, I actually went up with her. We went to Massachusetts to go and mix the record. There's this guy, Justin, I don't even know how you pronounce his last
I
name.
don't either.
Pizzoria or Pizzoreo. I don't know how you say his last name, but he was an engineer on like Dinosaur Jr. records and like fucking
Right.
like did stuff with the Pixies. They had Frank Black's gear there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he called while we were there. It was fucking nuts. Yeah, like really crazy. So super laid back dude, and he mixed the thing, and we just were kind of sitting around, you know, making little suggestions or whatever. But it's really fucking awesome. And now Joe and Jay at JL are mastering it. So.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to get them on.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, dude, they're awesome. They're just
Okay.
awesome.
We did Pity Party's first interview.
Yeah.
On,
Oh, yeah,
on
yeah.
NEPA Scene.
That's awesome too. Really
Yeah.
awesome interview.
They were rehearsing here. That's
Yeah.
what they were. Yeah. Chelsea was always like, "Can we come by in an hour?" And I'm like, "All right,
Yeah,
I'll be here."
yeah. Oh, she's
I'm
great.
excited to hear that.
You should be. It's fucking badass.
All
man.
right, cool.
Yeah,
Well, I'm sure we'll have more on that as it
Develops.
absolutely.
That's right. So I didn't really get any like really great ones this week, but we did get we were 3/4 of us. It was me, Marky, and Jimmy were at Thirsties and Oliphant for
Oh, he went to the Super Bowl. Yeah.
and so of course everybody's
We ate
making
everything.
Katy Perry jokes, you
Yeah.
know. so I posted the more you know, which I think 1,000 other people thought of at the exact same time,
Yeah.
and
Didn't I scream back? And I'm like, "The more you know."
yeah, and at the same time I was posting it, and so I said, there's the more you know thing, with
Yeah.
her writing it, and I was
Yeah.
like, we learned a
With
lot.
her Wii microphone.
Yeah. We learned a lot when Katy Perry wrote in during halftime. And then it's the hashtag, what the fuck is that? And so this
Is this on Twitter or was this on?
this is on Facebook. So a guy named Jared responds, "It was wonderful. What the fuck was that? I don't know, but I was shaking my head in a good way." I don't even understand what that comment means.
Jimmy, do you remember watching Katy Perry
It's
yesterday?
hard to decide.
Yes.
Yeah.
What did you think? I don't think I ever asked you what
I just
you thought.
that it just proves what I think about the music commercial music on television and radio. It's for adolescents.
Yeah.
It's made for a crowd between like 12 and 19.
Yeah, but can you believe that it's the most watched event of the entire year, right? You're the star of it. And the two guests you bring out are like, thank God they're here.
Yeah.
With Lenny Kravitz
That
and
wasn't
Missy
her-
Elliott.
That
Right.
wasn't her.
But
choice,
Lenny
right?
Kravitz got real fat though. That's just a dumb
He
joke.
got fat
He got
early.
like so fat. No, it's a bad joke that we were talking about earlier.
I still think he's awesome, but it's like,
Yeah. No, I really like.
Why
Lenny
though?
Kravitz.
Why is he awesome?
why is
Dude,
Lenny Kravitz awesome?
Yeah, because he could play good power chords. Like he's not really good at guitar.
I just think he writes
yeah, but
good
he's
melodies.
not. I just like his songs, man.
Okay.
He's got
Like,
a
Are
cool
You Gonna
voice.
Go My Way is good. And there was the second track
Some of
off
them
of
are
that
okay.
album was a song called Believe.
I just
can't
think
remember.
I get the feeling from him that he thinks he's better than he actually is.
No. There was okay, just quick.
Yeah.
There was this band and there was like this high school band in Europe, right? I think it was Europe. I'm paraphrasing this whole story. But they were on like the steps of like some sort of fountain.
Yeah.
And it was just maybe like 20 of them and they started playing like a Lenny Kravitz tune. And nobody knew that Lenny Kravitz was like in the city at that time and he was walking by and he started playing with them.
That's fucking cool.
Like nobody, like it wasn't planned. It wasn't anything. Lenny was just walking by and they're like, holy shit, it's Lenny Kravitz. And he's like, can I play with you guys?
That's so fucking cool, man.
Yeah. So like,
that's
I
dope.
think Lenny Kravitz is a cool guy. Plus,
Well, I'm just saying he's
he
probably
dresses-
a nice person, but I like musically. I mean, he had maybe 2 or 3 good songs.
He
but,
had that
I mean,
fly
that's
away.
all you need.
I get no, but
was
I
a
just
good
get the
song,
feeling
yeah.
that he like just from watching him, he thinks he's better than he is. That's all.
He's a rock star.
Right, but I think it's overkill.
I could understand that, Jimmy. I could.
I
no,
understand
no,
but
I
at
mean,
the same time, it's like, what do you expect him to be?
No,
like?
but here's the thing. Like, I could just understand that perception of him. Like, I totally like what you were saying about him, like passing by. He seems like a super nice guy from that
Yeah.
story. But if you're not a big fan of his music and you see him, you know, and you hear his music and you just kind of see him in a movie here or there.
Who's
and
that
just-
sunglass jean jacket wearing?
Yeah, you just kind of look at it like, come on, like this guy. Like I could understand that kind of thought process.
And
Right.
his mom and dad were on the Jeffersons.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Oh, and he dated the girl from the Cosby Show, or married her. or
Lisa
something.
Bonet, yeah. Yeah, he was married to her. That's who they.
Little trivia for you.
Yeah.
Just in case any-
Theo.
Here's the thing about
Jello.
gotta put it in. Okay.
Speaking of poop,
Give her the red wine. Give her the red wine. Sorry,
Too soon.
too rapey.
Too soon.
The doctor's
innocent
in.
until
Hey,
proven
the doctor's
guilty.
in.
It does bring up a good point though. At least we're talking about it now. You know,
Yeah.
like a lot of people were like, you know, a lot of the Super Bowl commercials were really depressing this year. Where did all the funny commercials
that one
went?
was.
But you know what? I gotta say, like, kudos that we're actually talking about real issues during something so inane and
Yeah.
brainless.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, I'm not a sports guy at all, and I don't
either.
really pay attention to any of that stuff. But it was like it was not, you know, yeah, it was weird. It was out of left field to see like a horribly depressing commercial, but it was like, oh, at least they're trying to say something. I mean, most of the stuff is just buy a Coke, buy a Pepsi,
Right.
You know, shove it in your face.
I wish
you
I
know?
could say more about it. I didn't watch the Super Bowl.
Like the kid,
I didn't see the commercials.
The one kid was, you know, he's like, you know, he dies because, you know, there's a lot of household accidents every year, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, you know, something to throw it in there,
The
make you
commercial
think.
was horrifying.
It's it's scary.
You know what commercial I did see? The Tostinos one. Did you see that one? That's SNL.
Oh,
Tostinos.
yes.
That was really real. Totinos, not Tostino. Totinos. Yeah. The pizza. You should look it up on YouTube. It's really fucking funny. That's it. I'm not gonna go in detail about it, but it's just really funny.
Right.
Along with what's that YouTube channel that you watch?
Game Grumps.
Game Grumps.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
I just gotta
I'll watch
remember that.
that.
I gotta put it in my head.
Game Grumps. Look up the Jeopardy episode, and you'll fucking be happy. You'll be happy. Did you ever watch it?
The closest thing I got to the Super Bowl is I ordered hot wings.
Yeah. I mean, that's if there was any reason I was going to go to a Super Bowl party or anything like that, it was just
Yeah.
going to be to get pizza and wings.
Yeah,
Like,
I was gonna go to one with my dad, but when I had no idea what time we were gonna get back from the studio yesterday, so I just ended up eating.
I don't know anything about what the
That's-
fuck they're doing in that stadium. I don't know what they're doing. I just see a bunch of people.
There
running
was,
around.
as the other reader pointed out, Kathleen says it was a Tiger Zord, and apparently because Katy Perry rides in on this giant,
Yeah.
you know, robotic.
I saw like a picture of that.
Yeah, and it looks just like the Tiger Zord from Power Rangers.
That's awesome because, see, on the flip side, I may not be the biggest fan of football and whatever.
But he is a huge Katy Perry fan.
No, but I'm a huge Power Rangers fan. Like
Right.
enormous now, 28 years years old, like fucking have a problem, watch it every season on Netflix.
There was just a guy from one
murder.
of the later. Yeah, I mean one of the Power Ranger shows that nobody fucking watched.
Yeah.
There's like a million other
Like the
ones
quest
after
like
that.
Power Rangers Quest for Dicks or whatever the fuck they do.
Like
in
that kind of
space.
shit. One of those
Yeah.
guys just murdered his
Because dicks are in
roommate with a
space.
sword. Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
That's Dan's reaction.
I'm not even surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where's your career go after that? After you do the Power Rangers, dick swords in space.
I don't know.
that's
Somebody had to have warned you. Like, you realize you're signing on for Power Rangers. You're not exactly opening the door to much else like this. Like, how many people make it out of soap operas alive?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Not a
their
lot.
career alive, I should say.
I
But
don't-
maybe even themselves, you know?
None of them did. I mean, they're all like the guy who played like the Green Ranger, Jason David Frank. He's still a Power Ranger. Like they're doing a reboot of the movie because I know this shit because I'm a fucking fan.
I remember him, he had like the tight ponytail.
Yeah.
And my mom would just be like, he's going to go bald doing this. And I'm like, Mom, please. Like,
You're ruining my Power Rangers experience.
By the way, the Green Ranger was cooler than the White Ranger. I don't, right?
Coolest Ranger though. Coolest Ranger was the Red Ranger.
The original one?
The original Red Ranger
Jason?
when the Green Ranger gave him his shield.
Oh, he
Oh,
was.
yeah.
Because that was the coolest shit.
I'll never forget my Nana finding the flip head, like you squeeze their legs and their heads flip to. My Nana found one in like Acme or something. in Carbondale.
Acme.
The Acme.
Crazy.
Not
It's
only
been
do
crazy.
I owe her my life in a way.
Yeah.
But God, thank you, Nana, for the Power Rangers.
Yeah, dude,
She'll be
that's-
97 in April. I'll
Wow.
remind her of the Power Ranger toy.
That's awesome.
And I bet you she'll remember.
Her memory is ridiculously
Right?
awesome.
That's
It's like
amazing.
talking to a living history book. Like the other day, I was like, "So who was the first president you remember voting for?" You know, she's like, Roosevelt.
That's awesome.
Wow. And I can't even imagine, like, God willing. God. Okay, if I make it that far, I don't know how long I want to go.
Right.
But if I make. But I'm equally as terrified of death. I'm kind of like Woody Allen. I mean, I can't. I mean, like, women had rights for like a year when she was born.
That's insane.
Right?
That's absolutely
And now there's the internet in our goddamn pockets.
insane. Yeah.
And in between, she's seen several major wars, the Kennedy assassination,
That's crazy.
landing on the moon. And now we have our
If it really even happened.
right.
Oh, here we go.
I'm a big proponent. I believer that Kubrick filmed the moon landing.
I watched those documentaries.
Me too.
Yeah.
You should come over one night.
I would love to. I would
Okay.
love to. Me and Nick are into that shit too. Like
Yeah.
Nick's into all that stuff. Yeah.
Jimmy, you want to do one of those nights?
I would love to. Yep,
All right.
That's what I'm always up for.
Find a night when you guys aren't gigging and it's a weekend. We'll do it.
All right. Cool. Yeah.
All right.
Down.
What gigs do you guys have coming up? Where can people see you guys?
What do you got going on, Dan?
I really am bad at this. I'm
That's
not
good.
sure what's first or anything. Like, I really don't. Jay's really on top of it, and he just sent me the dates. I think there's a couple West Dakota things coming up. Hey, read about it on NEPA Scene.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
Fair
Text
enough.
you after. I really don't know. I know we have a couple of things. It's I'm so bad with, like, the dates are all mixed up now with, like, when our papers due, when am I playing, when what it's it's February, right?
Fuck yeah.
So now
Fuck yeah. It is.
so soon.
Yeah.
Just find
The
S Dakota on
perfect time
Facebook
to, like,
and
talk
check 'em
about.
out.
We could come. I don't know. I'm screwing it all up.
No, you're not. You're doing great. You're doing great. You got your friends here to support you.
Thanks, guys.
Doing a great job.
Worst, just the worst business. Like, I just am the worst. Like,
No, you're not.
No, I'm bad.
No, you're definitely not the worst.
It's like
There's 10 people on the top of my
talk
tip of my
about
tongue.
people
worst.
being like, so how much money you making doing that? You know, and just like go, and I'm just sucked back in time to like to these kids being like, hey, I really liked you guys. I'm like, oh, thank you. And they're like, do you have a CD? I go, yeah. Like, how much? $5? And they're like, I got 36 cents between three of us. I go, here's three.
Yeah.
Because I just want them to hear. It just felt so good that
I
they liked
understand.
it, you know. And
Absolutely.
well,
Not too much of a capitalist. Just an artist
I don't know.
and a student.
Just try my best.
And soon to be sculptor of minds.
Yep.
God bless them all. Because if you were to just like cut back to like me laughing at Dunkin' Donuts story,
There you go.
and then go the sculptor of minds, everyone's gonna be like, yeah.
Oh, dude. Now you got to do that.
Yeah. And it's all on record.
Yeah.
So we'll do
I'll
like
never be able to. It's all here. It's all here.
What about you, Ed?
February 7th.
See what I mean? Like I look like an idiot.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Not at all. February. You don't. You're doing great.
oh my, everyone in the world needs a friend like you.
No,
Just
I'm
the positive affirmation.
No, but I think sometimes my positivity comes off as condescension. So but I don't mean it like, I fucking love you. What's it called?
I'm doing it all wrong. No, you're not. You're great.
Seriously though, like I fucking forget shit all the time. Like
I
I'm
got a guild meeting tomorrow at 8.
see, and you did great. You remembered that. No,
Although
that's
I think I probably won't go to it because I think I have friends this practice.
oh shit. Yeah, we should get lunch tomorrow. Just saying.
Oh, I got a break probably after 12
Oh, you should call
to
me.
go to.
I know this is really good material for NEPA Scene right
Yeah,
now.
please do it here and not on your own time.
Yeah, sorry.
Especially as we're
But
wrapping
we should do that. February 7th, I'm playing at 1013 Wood Street at St. Anthony's Center, like the basement, of St. Anthony Church.
I
I
thought you were
think.
goddamn telling us your start time, and you're making me feel real bad. Like
No,
February
no,
7th
no.
at 10:13.
No.
It's like,
No.
I don't know. I have a
No.
guild meeting.
No, it's just that's the way that the event's set up. Like it doesn't say the
Practical
St. Anthony
criticism
Center or
as I
whatever.
do Thursday, and then I'm playing a show.
So it's February 7th. And February 20th, I think I'm playing at Ale Mary's solo. I think I talked to the kid, my friend Matt, about that, but I don't know if that's definite or
goodness.
not. Yeah.
It is now.
Yeah, so hopefully I should be playing there. And then February 28th, Social State, Final Descent, Those Clever Foxes, Louisa, is it Give Us Your Bones, that band?
I'm not sure. I'm not familiar.
I think I think that's their name.
I know everyone else.
My buddy Jesse's in that band. Or it's Show Us Your Bones. I fuck up band names all the time. You know I love you, Jesse, if you hear this. What's it called? That's at that Courtsdale Church. I don't even know the fucking address. I just know it's a church in Courtsdale.
It's Courtdale Ave.
Courtdale,
It's
not
Courtdale
Courtsdale.
Ave.
Courtdale United Methodist.
There you go. Thank you guys.
But no, what I'm saying is it's on Courtdale Ave. Like it's a very. I don't
Okay.
think much else happens on that avenue.
Well, you see, and you thought I was doing so good. You guys had to help me. Thank you.
You know,
That's what friends are for.
sometimes you need your friend to have that sharpener that works in their back of their Crayola crayon box.
That's
because, you
right.
know,
Sometimes you need that sharpener.
sometimes you need someone to put the wings in the sauce. You know.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you need to help turn it on the microwave
Sometimes you need to fart in the hamper
or the oven.
or the oven.
I just found out oven doors lock.
Oh, here we fucking go.
Oh boy, this is what happens when my girlfriend goes away, dude. I like fall asleep. Every light on in the house and Final Fantasy VII just on the screen. I wake up and I'm just like, okay. And then I'm trying to make myself got like fries in the oven. And I'm panicking because I'm shaking the door.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could lock it. You hold the cancel button or something for like 5 seconds. Yeah, you see how set I am for everything. Sculptor of minds.
I'm just as
I can't even
I'm right
boil
there with
water.
you. I'm right there with you, man. Seriously. And I'm older than you. Fuck.
See you guys soon.
Is that how we're doing?
Thank you, Ed and Dan, for
Thank
for
you
coming on.
very much.
Thanks for this. We'll
And share-
be
and
here
sharing-
anytime you need.
Yeah,
Whenever you
please,
have a lack of topics and you just need people to do this.
yeah, please have us again because I really like this was so much
Because
fun.
we didn't get to get into why Lost is a really poorly written show.
Fuck you.
And
Wow.
we didn't get into
We didn't go into conspiracy theories like super
No.
early than bringing it up.
or
No, that's Okay, so what we'll do is we'll plan a night.
Mm-hmm.
We'll watch some out there shit.
Where
Yeah.
we won't film it.
We won't film it, but
Yeah.
then we'll come talk about it.
Yeah,
It's
I
almost
love it.
like all right, everybody go to your mutually exclusive corners with your opinions.
Yeah.
We will come back together.
Is this kind of like how book clubs operate?
I assume so.
Okay.
That's cool.
All right.
What's a book?
I don't know.
It's kind of like it's kind of like a cube.
Is it like
spelled
an Etch a
backwards.
Sketch?
No,
I thought they were called Nooks.
Close. I think so.
it's
I
a
don't know.
Kindle.
It's a
But you're
doctor.
close.
That's a doctor.
The jokes are getting bad.
I think real bad.
And the headaches just
Uh,
not because of any of you guys. It's just I don't know, man, dehydrated.
Can you shit your
So we-
pants?
No, I'm just tired.
You'll be
Tired.
okay.
I could watch these two for hours.
I'm almost positive I have sleep apnea.
I don't think so. Well, maybe you
No,
snore
I'm
like
certain.
fucking
Yeah, and
like
Ashley gets
terrifying.
like she's like, you stop breathing and you're